Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Use recreational drugs. Administer a drug to. They drugged the kidnapped tourist. A substance that is used as a medicine or narcotic. Use recreational drugs. Street name for lysergic acid diethylamide. The quantity of an active agent, substance or radiation, taken in or absorbed at any one time. A communicable infection transmitted by sexual intercourse or genital contact. A measured portion of medicine taken at any one time. Administer a drug to. Treat with an agent. Add an agent to. The ray dosed the paint. Take or consume, regularly or habitually. Make psychologically or physically used, to something. She became habituated to the background music. Exerting shrewd or devious influence especially for one's own advantage. Use up, consume fully. Avail oneself to. Use care when going down the stairs. Economics. The utilization of economic goods to satisfy needs or in manufacturing. The act of using. He warned against the use of narcotic drugs. Take or consume, regularly or habitually. She uses drugs rarely. What something is used for. Ballet is beautiful, but what use is it? Psychology. An automatic pattern of behavior in reaction to a specific situation. May be inherited or acquired through frequent repetition. Long use had hardened him to it. Law. The exercise of the legal right to enjoy the benefits of owning property. We were given the use of his boat. Put into service. Make work or employ for a particular purpose or for its inherent or natural purpose. Use your head. A particular service. He put his knowledge to good use. Habitually do something or be in a certain state or place, use only in the past tense. She used to call her mother every week, but now she calls only occasionally. Seek or achieve an end by using to one's advantage. She uses her influential friends to get jobs. Treat medicinally, treat with medicine. Punishment for one's actions. Take your medicine. The learned profession that is mastered by graduate training in a medical school and that is devoted to preventing or alleviating or curing diseases and injuries. He studied medicine at Harvard. The branches of medical science that deal with non-surgical techniques. Medicine. Something that treats or prevents or alleviates the symptoms of disease. Treat medicinally, treat with medicine. Impregnate with a medicinal substance. The semantic role of the animate entity that instigates or causes the happening denoted by the verb in the clause. A businessman who buys or sells for another in exchange for a commission. Any agent or representative of a federal agency or bureau. An active and efficient cause, capable of producing a certain effect. Their research uncovered new disease agents. A representative who acts on behalf of other persons or organizations. A substance that exerts some force or effect. Force or drive, a fluid or gas, into by piercing. Inject hydrogen into the balloon. Give an injection to. We injected the glucose into the patient's vein. To insert between other elements. Feed intravenously. Take by injection. Inject heroin. To introduce a new aspect or element. He injected new life into the performance. A shape that is spherical and small. He studied the shapes of low viscosity drops. Remove, cargo, people, etc., from and leave. Drop off the passengers at the hotel. Grow worse. Fall or descend to a lower place or level. A sudden sharp decrease in some quantity. A drop of 57 points on the Dow Jones Index. A free and rapid descent by the force of gravity. It was a miracle that he survived the drop from that height. Let or cause to fall in drops. Stop associating with. They dropped her after she had a child out of wedlock. Pay out. A small indefinite quantity, especially of a liquid. He had a drop too much to drink. Get rid of. Cause to fall by or as if by delivering a blow. Hang freely. The light dropped from the ceiling. A steep high face of rock. A steep drop. Stop pursuing or acting. Drop a lawsuit. Leave undone or leave out. A curtain that can be lowered and raised onto a stage from the flies, often used as background scenery. Lower the pitch of musical notes. A central depository where things can be left or picked up. A predetermined hiding place for the deposit and distribution of illicit goods, such as drugs or stolen property. Change from one level to another. She dropped into army jargon. Fall or sink into a state of exhaustion or death. Shop till you drop. Give birth. Used for animals. The cow dropped her calf this morning. Go down in value. Stock prices dropped. Let fall to the ground. Don't drop the dishes. Lose a game. The Giants dropped 11 of their first 13. Omit a letter or syllable in speaking or writing. New Englanders drop their post-vocalic Rs. Take a drug, especially LSD, by mouth. She dropped acid when she was a teenager. Terminate an association with. Drop him from the Republican ticket. The act of dropping something. They expected the drop would be successful. To fall vertically. The bombs are dropping on enemy targets. Utter with seeming casualness. Drop a hint. Slang terms for inside information. Is that the straight dope? Give a narcotic to. The athletes were doped by the coach before the race. Street names for marijuana. An ignorant or foolish person. Carbonated drink flavored with extract from cola nuts, dope, is a southernism in the United States. Add impurities to a semiconductor in order to produce or modify its properties. The resistors have been doped. Take drugs to improve one's athletic performance. Use purified cocaine by burning it and inhaling the fumes. Inhale through the nose. Inhale recreational drugs. The addict was snorting cocaine almost every day. Inhale through the nose. A disrespectful laugh. A cry or noise made to express displeasure or contempt. Indicate contempt by breathing noisily and forcefully through the nose. She snorted her disapproval of the proposed bridegroom. Make a snorting sound by exhaling hard. The critic snorted contemptuously. A terrorist network intensely opposed to the United States that dispenses money and logistical support and training to a wide variety of radical Islamic terrorist groups, has cells in more than 50 countries. Of low birth or station, base, is archaic in this sense. Baseborn wretches with dirty faces. Use purified cocaine by burning it and inhaling the fumes. Lowest support of a structure. It was built on a base of solid rock. A support or foundation. The base of the lamp. The most important or necessary part of something. A place that the runner must touch before scoring. Illegitimate. Numeration system. The positive integer that is equivalent to 1 in the next higher counting place. A phosphoric ester of a nucleoside. The basic structural unit of nucleic acids, DNA or RNA. A lower limit. Serving as or forming a base. The painter applied a base coat followed by 2 finishing coats. The fundamental assumptions from which something is begun or developed or calculated or explained. Linguistics. The form of a word after all affixes are removed. The place where you are stationed and from which missions start and end. The stock of basic facilities and capital equipment needed for the functioning of a country or area. The industrial base of Japan. Having or showing an ignoble lack of honor or morality. That liberal obedience without which your army would be a base rabble. Any of various water-soluble compounds capable of turning litmus blue and reacting with an acid to form a salt and water. Bases include oxides and hydroxides of metals and ammonia. Not adhering to ethical or moral principles. Base and unpatriotic motives. Installation from which a military force initiates operations. The attack wiped out our forward bases. Use as a basis for, found on. Base a claim on some observation. A flat bottom on which something is intended to sit. A tub should sit on its own base. Anatomy. The part of an organ nearest its point of attachment. The base of the skull. Debased. Not genuine. An attempt to eliminate the base coinage. Electronics. The part of a transistor that separates the emitter from the collector. Situate as a center of operations. We will base this project in the new lab. The bottom or lowest part. The base of the mountain. The bottom side of a geometric figure from which the altitude can be constructed. The base of the triangle. The principal ingredient of a mixture. Glycerinated gelatin is used as a base for many ointments. Used of metals, consisting of or alloyed with inferior metal. Base coins of aluminum. Administer narcotics to. Administer narcotics to. Administer an anesthetic drug 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 to. The patient must be anesthetized before the operation. Dose too heavily. The rock star overdosed and was found dead in his hotel room. Give a narcotic to. Dose too heavily. Deprive of the oxygen necessary for combustion. Put out, as of a candle or a light. Thrust or extend out. Prepare an issue for public distribution or sale. Cause to be out on a fielding play. To cause inconvenience or discomfort to. Administer an anesthetic drug to. Be sexually active. She is supposed to put out. Put out considerable effort. He put out the same for 7 managers. Retire. He was put out at third base on a long throw from left field. Administer an anesthetic drug to. Any substance that causes injury or illness or death of a living organism. Add poison to. Her husband poisoned her drink in order to kill her. Administer poison to. She poisoned her husband but he did not die. Anything that harms or destroys. The poison of fascism. Kill by its poison. This mushrooms can poison. Kill with poison. She poisoned her husband. Spoil as if by poison. Poison someone's mind. Attracting and holding interest as if by a spell. Read the bedtime story in a hypnotic voice. A drug that induces sleep. Of or relating to hypnosis. A liquor or brew containing alcohol is the active agent. Causing intoxication. A drug that can produce a state of intoxication. Drug, trade name levallorphan, that is related to morphine but that counteracts the respiratory depression produced by morphine poisoning but without affecting its analgesic effects. Drug, trade name levallorphan, that is related to morphine but that counteracts the respiratory depression produced by morphine poisoning but without affecting its analgesic effects.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.